I have these planters, these raised planters outside. They are nice and tall, but because they're so tall, I filled them halfway with wood, and the wood has decomposed and the level has dropped. Now they're kind of shaded because they're so deep down, the dirt has dropped that far. I'm going to dig each one up. I have two varieties. They're all ever-bearing. I have this one and I have this one. You can tell one of them's a lot better than the other. And I'm going to transplant those into little buckets and try growing in those at least for one season. They may end up back in here, but I have to move them anyway so that I can refill these with more soil and get these up to the level they need to be. Got these cute little buckets at Walmart for $1.24 a piece. And I'm going to melt a little hole about 1 inch up. And I think I'm going to try just hanging them from my fence and see how they do. There should be plenty of sun there. So we're gonna try it out. So I've got my little soldering iron here. And there we go. I'm just going to do that around a couple places on each one. The reason that I did it this way instead of putting holes in the bottom is this way, this much water can sit in the bottom and act like a little water reservoir. Another thing I'm going to try doing is getting some cheap sponges and put a sponge in the bottom of each one of these to sort of soak up the water and then slowly release it. And maybe that will help keep me from having to water every day. Got my bucket, sponge in the bottom, and a little bit of soil. I'm going to transplant my strawberries into the buckets, hoping to keep as many of the roots and soil that they're already in as possible. And I'm going to add a little bit of earthworm castings and some of my Job's Organics fertilizer in there for them to use as they're growing. I'm not sure how long the handles will last on these being outside like this, but it's a start. So I just hung them from my fence, and all 5 of these are the same type. I still have to go buy some more buckets, I guess, and if this doesn't work, I will have to either melt in the back of it and then just use a zip tie it to a piece of the fence, and that way the bucket will be holding it and not the handle and these little things. I'm not sure how well they're going to hold up in the UV light of the sun, but we'll see what happens. And if all else fails, I can set them on the ground and let them grow that way, not hanging. I should also show you how well my brand new little dwarf peach, container peaches are doing that I planted out here in another video. And they're both flowering and looking happy.